Buckle up, radio heads. We've got a banger of a video today. We have the Arrma Notorious, and we're about to transform it into something that the RC Basher world has never seen before. What are we gonna do? Stay tuned, guys. We're about to change the RC bashing world forever.
Just get those wonderful toys.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We save the best build for the last before summer. I can't tell you how relieved I am to be back on my ranch after spending so much time on someone else's ranch at Beat the Creek. What a good time. And we have a lot of new subscribers on the channel, so welcome, guys. We're going to get right into it with the Notorious build. Now, I am super excited about this build. As you can see, this Notorious has never been driven. I bought this Notorious. It was the only Notorious that I had seen before they kind of went in their discontinued mode, before they came out with the EXB Notorious. These kind of went off the map for a while, kind of like the Outcast 4S and the Big Rock for a while, actually. So my two shelf queens were the Notorious and the Big Rock. And I don't know what it is, maybe just getting up there in age, but my philosophy is changing a little bit. I have a ton of RC cars, and I don't necessarily need so many shelf queens. Because my ideas are just flowing through me, and I just got to keep building, guys. Just like I promised, we're going to be building our own lineup of RCs. This is going to be number 6. And we've modified a lot of other RCs, but I truly feel that we have 6 RCs, or this will be the 6th RC, that is truly all my build and my creation. With the only exception being the Axial Yeti, which is not on one of my chassis. However, we have done some extensive modifying work to that, and I do believe that would make the list. All right, guys, so this is already tricked out. We've got our 24 millimeter wheels and tires on here. Let me just show you guys a little bit. That's why this looks a lot bigger than a normal Notorious. These are huge SC5 wheels that are typically found on a 1/5 scale buggy. And I think it's just perfect for this build. It's perfect for this monster truck. Thin wheels. It just reminds me of the quintessential monster truck. We've got it outfitted out with T-Bone before they went out of business and reopened recently. So if you like T-Bone, be looking for their products to come back. We've got a double wheelie bar right here. We've got a whole bunch of parts that I am tending to put back in here. So let's take a look at what we've got here. All right, so let's take the lid off. Look at that. Beautiful, clean as a whistle. Never been off the shelf, and I think I've owned this since 2020, maybe 2021. I'm not really sure. Okay, so what we have here, we've replaced the servo. We've got a Leopard Hobby 1800 kV motor in here. Love the Leopard motors. I'm a big fan of a lot of motors. I love Castle. I like Leopard. I've got some Hobby Wing. I just kind of play with a little bit of everything. That way we have a good guide of what works and what doesn't work. So this has got the hot racing braces already in it. And really, for the most part, it has had the diffs gone through, but it is really, it's just a stock Notorious. We have the mud flaps on here, but nothing's been done to it. So here's the plan, guys. Are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? What exactly is this going to change? We have all been bashing our RCs, and we do our back flips, we do our front flips, but really that's all we can do. We can't get any more acrobatic than that unless we get lucky and have some geometry go our way, and then you maybe get the RC to flip or to kind of wobble one way or the other, but nothing intentional. It's all by accident. We're about to change that. So what if we made this Notorious four-wheel steer? Now, not the kind of four-wheel steer that you may be thinking about with the monster trucks, where it's adjustable and you can turn it like you can the front wheels. I'm talking about using the third channel on this remote, and you guys are familiar with this remote. This is Arrma's stock remote that they give out with most of their models, the SLT3. This has a third channel right here, and when you hit that button, the servo is all the way in or all the way out, and it has a center. So this particular remote and receiver can be used to utilize exactly what we're going to be doing. So what I'm going to be doing is we're going to build this on the Radioactive RC Unbreakable Chassis. Now, I was out at Beat the Creek, and I had this this piece right here. Now, this is actually just about the body size of the chassis. It's about an inch thinner, and it doesn't have the wings out here. But I was willing to give $20 to anybody who could bend or break or damage this piece. And we had somebody try. Many people try, but they just couldn't make a dent in it. And it's pretty obvious why. This stuff is crazy stiff, and it is so lightweight. It is lighter than aluminum, but as strong as steel. If you don't believe me, go check out our video where we drive over the F550 over this stuff and then build an RC chassis out of that very piece of material. Outrageous, guys. All right, so how exactly are we going to do this? So what my plan is we're going to have this be the same footprint as the stock. We're not going to stretch it out. We're not going to make it any wider. It's going to be the same footprint. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically, here, let me show you guys. What we have here is basically the front end portion of an Arrma. It is completely intact. This is how it would actually just come right off of the chassis. So here's the plan. We're going to be removing the entire rear structure, and we are going to be changing out the shock tower on here and a couple other things to make sure that the body mount lines up and everything. But essentially, we're going to have rear steer back here. Now, okay, I know what you guys are thinking. Well, if you bash with rear steer, aren't you going to ruin that servo? Well, we're going to have an option where you can lock out the rear steer and have it be just like a straight axle, where no one outside the know, other than your chassis being absolutely aftermarket, nobody's going to know that this is a four-steer machine. Now, I'm not sure how we're going to go about doing it, but we're going to have a way where we isolate either the steering links right here or the servo horn in some way where you can either electronically undo it and allow for rear steer, or manually disconnect it to where you can have rear steer. So it doesn't look like we're going to run into too much space issues. We might be separating off the end of the batteries where the cables are held right there, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal. We're probably going to have to change out this brace and a couple other things to make everything work. But guys, I think this is going to be a fairly I wouldn't say easy project, because every time I say easy, something goes wrong, guys. It's just Murphy's Law. So I am not going to say this is going to be an easy build, but hopefully it's a straightforward build, and we will get this underway here pretty quick. Now, why is this going to change RC bashing? Now, okay, be the ball for me if you guys will. Okay, so we're the RC. We're coming up to the ramp, guys, right? We're about ready to take off, and right before our rear tires leave that ramp, we hit that rear steer and it turns those rear wheels this way. So right as you leave the ramp, you immediately have a twirling effect that will set the RC spinning in a horizontal motion rather than doing a backflip or a front flip. You'll actually be spinning the RC like this. And it'll be a whole nother trick as to how we stop it and how we land safely. But I believe this is going to open up a whole new way of bashing an RC, and I can't wait to get into it, guys. If this kind of build interests you and you guys are a little bit intrigued, then like and subscribe. We would sure love to have you at the Radioactive RC family. All right, guys, until the next one, we're going to get to building on this, and we will see you Radioheads on the next one.